I'm Ruth, and after 12 years living overseas, I've returned to Scotland and bought this campervan to travel around in. I'm just about to head off on my first big trip, and in this video I'll be packing my van with everything I need. Okay, so today I'm going to be packing the campervan ready for its first big trip somewhere in Scotland. It's actually somewhere I've always wanted to go. Since I have lived in vans before, I have a fair idea of what I need. I've already bought a few things online which I'll share with you today, and then I'll pack the van and organise everything into the cupboards ready for the trip. Let's get started. Okay, I've brought everything out of the house and this is everything I need to pack in the van, and I haven't organised my clothes yet, but this is basically everything I need so far, and I haven't also got the food yet, so when I go on the trip I will stop at the supermarket and get the food on the way. I think actually after doing a lot of trips in vans I can pack light. I know exactly what I need and I don't end up bringing too much stuff. I actually think there'll be no issue to put all this stuff inside the cupboards, so let's try and see if it all fits. Okay, first I'm going to start with under the sink and in the kitchen cupboard, put all the dishes into there. So I have these bottles, I might as well bring them with me. So I have one bottle of Lafroig whiskey, which is a really famous whiskey from Scotland. If you've tried it, please let me know below. I actually visited this distillery in 2019 and I'm not the biggest fan of whiskey, but I like this one. And Japanese sake. So this is Dasai. It's one of my favourite Japanese sakes. So I'll bring that with me too. I wonder if it can fit in here. There's a cable in here. Okay, next I have things for tea and coffee. So I showed you this in my cleaning video. So this kettle is working really well, and I've got this small coffee maker too. I'm going to put pots and pans and kitchen equipment in one of these, and then in the other one I'm going to put food. I have a lot of dishes from my garage. There were a lot of things in my parents' garage, so I'm just going to use those. Okay, so these are all the kitchen things. I've got this sink or bucket, so that will be good for taking all the dishes to wash since the sink isn't hooked up at the moment. I also have a bowl and some Tupperware. It's always useful to have Tupperware in the van, and then there's some more Tupperware here, smaller ones. Selection of cutlery, tin opener, some cups, and then different plates and bowls here. My coconut bowls, and then these are all non-breakable. It's always a challenge to do Tetris to fit all these in. Kitchen equipment on the top, and on the bottom I'm going to do food. In here I'm going to put the appliances, so that'll be good for a barbecue. These are the other things I have. A knife for cutting bread. Tin opener, always handy for living in a van. Scissors, definitely useful, and then some extra cutlery. So yeah, hopefully that closes. Yeah, perfect. I want to get some chopsticks as well, actually. After living in Japan and eating with chopsticks every single meal for 3 years, I've actually found it quite difficult to adjust to eating with a knife and fork again, which sounds probably really ridiculous, but I actually prefer eating with chopsticks because I just eat much slower, and I feel like I'm quite good at using them. So I'll definitely get some chopsticks for the drawer as well. So it's a bit of a tight squeeze, but as you can see, whiskey and the Dasai sake in here. If you are going to try Japanese sake, definitely go for this one to try it. It's absolutely amazing. You can have it hot or cold, and then I've put the kettle in there on the shelf. So this shelf is above the wheel, and this will be the grey water tank once that's hooked up for the dishes. The collapsible bucket actually fits in here. So once you close the door, it's absolutely fine. So that'll go in there just now. So now the cupboards are already full under the sink. I've got all the plates in there. I'm going to talk about the toilet. So this van doesn't have a toilet, but I did want to have a solution for the toilet just in case. I do plan to mostly stay places where there is a toilet, but you just never know, so it's better to have an option. So in the van we converted in Japan, we put in the Nature's Head composting toilet. So this is a quite expensive toilet and also quite bulky. It wouldn't fit inside this van. A few weeks ago someone actually commented on one of my YouTube videos and recommended a toilet called the Bivy Loo. So thank you so much to the person who suggested that. So I looked into the Bivy Loo, and it actually looks like a perfect solution, and it folds up really small and compact. So I decided to buy it. So this is the Bivy Loo, so I'm going to show you now how it works. So it comes in this bag. It's really compact, probably weighs around 2 kilos. So first there's this bag here. This includes 12 biodegradable and compost liner bags, 12 powder sachets, and 40 wipes. Next inside is the actual Bivy Loo. So this is what it looks like. It folds up really small. Hopefully I never do have to use this. Actually in Japan I never did a number 2 in the Nature's Head composting toilet, but it's there for emergencies just in case. So inside has a bag like this. I think you pull it out like this. So on the website for Bivy it says it can hold 150 kilos, which is very surprising since it's such a small product. So push the bag in and this is what it looks like. I have in here the bags. So after the loo has been set up, these are the bin bags. So I'm going to put one in and show you how it looks. Oh no, I made a hole in the first one. So they're about this big, and apparently you just put it right over the seat. Yeah, this one has a hole, so I probably won't use this one. So the bag is really big, and there are no holes in the bottom. Actually, the hole is at the top, so it's fine. So you put the bag on like that, and then you can do number 2. I think you can also do number 1s in here. However, I have another solution for number 1, which I will show you in a moment. After a number 2 is in there, then you put this powder inside and that absorbs everything. Then you tie up the bag and you can throw it in a dog poo bin, which there are many everywhere in the UK. Okay, so the next solution for the toilet is this product here. It was around £10 on Amazon, and actually the other toilet was around £60. If I need a number 1, I'm going to try and use this thing here. So this is a unisex product and it holds 1.2 litres of liquid. So for men you can just use it like this, and for women it will be like this. So yes, again, this is just for emergency usage. It's available if necessary. This one can be taken out, then you can put the lid on securely. So that tightens very securely, and then that can be disposed of in a public toilet. 1.2 litres, I imagine that's around 2p's based on what was going into the Nature's Head toilet. It was a 10-litre tank and it lasted for about 3 days if it was one person. So these are the 2 solutions for the toilet during van life in Scotland. So let me know your thoughts about these, and I've seen other people using these products and I'm going to give them a try, and if they don't work, perhaps look at something else. This is the charging cable for the electricity hookup, so I'm going to put that in here with the Bivy Loo and also this one. The situation with the electricity in the van is that there is a shore power socket there, and it can bring electricity into the van, into the sockets, and that works if you go to a campsite and plug in with the electric hookup. However, I do need to work online while I'm travelling, so I have found a solution for that. Some of you might know the brand EcoFlow already. I've used EcoFlow devices in the past and I've always had a great experience with them. This is not sponsored. I've always used EcoFlow and I really like their products, specifically because you can recharge them really quickly. So once you plug this into the house in the socket in the wall, it will recharge within this 1 hour. The previous ones that I used, they charged 80% in 1 hour, but this one can fully charge. It is quite small. So this is called the EcoFlow River. I'll put the exact name below. It's the cheapest one available on the EcoFlow website, and this will be good for charging my laptop. It can charge the laptop 4 times. I also plan to use this to charge the drone and also straighten my hair. So I will mostly be charging this using the cable for the cigar socket in the engine. So this is a DC cable. This will plug into the DC socket in the dashboard, and then you can charge it in the back here. And from my experience, these charge pretty quickly when you're driving, and I plan to probably be doing quite a lot of driving, so this is great. And then when I go to campsites, then I can plug it into the wall using this socket, and then it will recharge in 1 hour full. So these portable batteries I find are a really easy way just to get some electricity into your van. There's lots of different brands out there. This is EcoFlow, Jackery's another popular one, Bluetti, Anchor. They are probably a more expensive solution compared to installing like a proper 12-volt electricity system with gel or lithium batteries. I do plan to probably do that in the future, but I'm leaving on my trip really soon and I just wanted a temporary solution to charge my laptop when I'm away. Okay, so I have a sleeping mat here which will be for if anyone sleeps on the floor, and then also I have a sleeping bag. So I'm not going to get a duvet for this van, I'm just going to use a sleeping bag. This is my Nanga sleeping bag. If any of you watched the YouTube videos from Japan on the Japanese channels, you know how much I love Nanga sleeping bags. They're absolutely fantastic, so well made, and highly recommend them. So yeah, I'll be using this. This goes down to about -8 degrees and will be more than enough for sleeping in the van. I have some games, game of cards, and also a game of battleship, so I'll put these in the overhead lockers. Okay, so I have some extra things that I'm going to put in these cupboards in the back. So in here, I'm going to put these camping gases. If I go hiking and want to cook something, I'll use these gases, but I need to get the small stove for the top. Have this really compact little chair, which is good, and also my hiking shoes. I've got this small head torch as well, which I'll just put in this seat here. There's a pocket here, I'll just put it in there so it's easy to access. I'm also bringing this microfiber towel, and it'll be easy to dry since it's lightweight. In the van there are these hooks, so I'll just hang it on there to dry. I'm leaving tomorrow, so I'm going to fill up this water tank. So the fresh tank is just going to go in here. That fits nicely. Hopefully the doors are going to close without any issues. I'll probably get some bungee cords for that at some point when I come back from my trip. Let's see how it gets on. I hope it's not going to be too heavy and then fall out of the cupboard when I'm driving, but I'll let you know how I get on. So in today's video I shared with you packing of the camper van before my first trip in Ernie the van. Actually it's my first trip, and also it's going to be a very big trip, so I'm excited to share with you where I'll be going. I hope it was helpful seeing what I packed in the van, and if you have any other ideas of things that I might find useful, please comment below. I'm always interested to know about new products and things that make life easier during campervanning. There are still a few more things I need to pack, such as my clothes, and there are a few more things that I need to buy. You probably noticed I had no pots and pans, so there's some small things like that I need to buy before I can actually use the van. I'm heading on a huge road trip to an amazing destination in Scotland, so please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. See you next time, bye!